All right, so that was a little strange. I don't know what happened on your end, but on my end, and hopefully you can hear and see me okay. But on my end, everything kind of froze and cut out. So I don't know why that is. I do have the settings currently set to high definition 720p. So let me know if that is being a little wonky. I used to have it on low definition or standard definition, I believe, uh, but I'm trying to see if maybe raising it to the high definition, if that helps. It could actually be slowing things down. And sorry, it's really dark in the background. I can't really do much about that today, so um, I will work on getting the lighting fixed here in the near future. So, anyways, welcome everybody. This is Kalan with White Glove Models, and I hope you all are having a wonderful, wonderful start to the week. And it is July already. So let's see what people are saying so I know that you all can hear. Picture looks fine. Do I sound fine? Is that okay? Um, just want to double check all of that. But yes, it is July already. I cannot believe it. And for most of us, we know what July means, right, Lewis? That means Christmas is right around the corner, and you can go ahead and start putting up your Christmas decorations. So this is not how my house looks right now, I promise. My wife even agrees with Nat that July is a little early to put up Christmas decorations, but this is kind of a sneak peek of what they will look like come November 26th, right after Thanksgiving here in America. But yeah, I kind of have gone a little bit overboard the last few years with decorating, just because it is one of my favorite things to do for the holidays. So, Lewis, I will actually send you, because the lights up on top during Christmas Day, I have them moving. Uh, Before Christmas Day, they're just steady on usually. So, but yeah, I'll have to send you a video of it once it's all done, because the Christmas tree out in the yard actually looks really nice. Anyways, that's enough about Christmas and all that. But happy July for those of us that live in America here. I hope you all had a safe and wonderful 4th of July. Me being a firefighter, I am not a huge fan of the 4th of July, just not for what it represents, but more so the fact that more damage and destruction and people are injured during the 4th of July. So that's kind of, it's just never been my thing. I'm not a huge fan of fireworks. And that kind of stems from my grandparents too. They just, I've always kind of had a hard time with fireworks. But for those of you that do celebrate safely and all that, I hope you all had a wonderful, wonderful 4th of July. So that's enough about that. Sorry. I also, one thing I need to get to chat and see who all is in chat. So let's do that first, and then I'll kind of go in and talk about what I wanted to talk about today. So anyhow, thanks so much for joining me. So far, we have, I don't know, it says we have one person watching. I don't believe that. We do have Dexterous Crafter. Good morning, Kaylin. Unless everybody left because I was talking about Christmas. That could be why. Either that or the image quality is so bad. Who knows? And let's see, Ross. I didn't see Ross in here. So hi, Nat. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad that you're able to join me today. And I hope you had a wonderful, wonderful weekend. And Lewis didn't drive you too bonkers. And Lewis, of course, is in the house. Good model making trucker. Good evening. How's it going? Yep, you were early. Both of you were very, very early. And Mark also. Mark, how are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me today. Um, Everybody's saying hi to each other. It's coming. Oh, Christmas is coming. Yeah, the butchers are taking Christmas orders. Yeah, it's funny because usually the stores around here are starting to get ramped up for Christmas too, especially a lot of the stores that do like Harry and David that do those big gift packages and stuff like that. Get a live bird. It will be fresh. And Steve from the Maker's Cave. Hi, Steve. How are you doing? Thank you so much for joining me. And let's see here. Got one mark, but I think Nat would be too fatty and grizzly by Christmas. Oh boy. Liz is saying, I love that opening with the fitty and the laptop. Oh, I'd love to be that laptop. Oh boy. Picture looks fine. Now it's saying sound is fine as well. Okay, great. Because last time I did a live stream, for some reason, the image quality was terrible. So yeah, and then I was having some mic problem, or it wasn't mic problems, it was just sound, and it could have just been my internet. Um, Lewis was saying you can fit more lights up than that. So that is actually very true. In fact, if I get my way, there will be more at some point. But last year, Melissa actually decorated since I couldn't. And I was actually surprised because usually she kind of harps on me about too much. And she actually wanted to decorate last year, so she did it. Thank you, Melissa. At least one of us is normal. Oh, yeah. And there you go. There you go, Lewis. No time like the president. Boom, boom. Present, he meant. Oh, Nat's working tonight. So, yeah, there you go. And Linda, hi. Sorry, how are you? Good morning, Kaylin. Hope you had a great weekend. Thanks. I hope you did too. And I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for stopping in. And Nat will be overwhelmed. So I don't know how many of you. I don't want to spoil anything for those of you that that haven't watched Strange New Worlds. But the final episode of the season was. I just finally watched it last night or this morning, actually, because I still haven't been to sleep yet. But it was it's so just about Strange New Worlds in general as the whole season went. It is the Star Trek I think a lot of us TOS and Next Generation fans have been wanting for a long time, because I couldn't get into Discovery and like Enterprise and things like Picard. I had a lot of trouble getting into those, and um, just more so of them just kind of keeping my interest in Strange New Worlds. If you haven't seen the new Star Trek Strange New Worlds, and you're an old, original series fan or the Next Generation, go watch it, because it's captivating. It has all of the actors in it are absolutely phenomenal, and it's kind of just blown my mind. And the last episode of the season, uh, I was a little shocked that what they did by introducing a very well known character. Uh, I think that's the only thing, the only time with watching Strange New Worlds that I really kind of felt like they could have chosen a different actor. However, it was still great. Just an absolute amazing, amazing new show. to be added into the Star Trek family. So for those of you that haven't seen it, I just don't want to spoil anything for you because you need to go watch it. It's just absolutely amazing. All right, so yep, and Nat's yelling at Lewis not to put up the Christmas lights. I say you do it. You have permission from me. Um, Not seeing Strange New Worlds, might have to have a butcher's. What platform is it on? It is on. So I've been watching it on Prime, Amazon Prime, but we have Paramount, and I think that's why, because it's on Paramount. Uh, so I you might have to have Paramount in order to watch it. So, and also I don't know what I don't know if it's actually airing on like normal television. We don't have normal television, so it's one of those things that I'm not sure if there's any other cable networks that are actually carrying it, but it's happening now, and it's happening. Mark, are you going to go over and help Lewis put up the Christmas lights? And Steve is taking his lunch break, so take care, Steve, and we'll talk to you soon. So, what have I been up to other than watching Strange New Worlds? Well, I got a lot of work done on the Bismarck. To be totally honest, not as much as I was hoping to, but I did get quite a bit of it done, and pretty excited about where it's going. That one of the biggest hiccups that I'm running into is trying to get everything together to where I can actually paint certain parts of it. And I'm going to switch cameras here and head down to the bench so that I can kind of show you what I'm talking about. Let me switch the cameras. And we're going to go HD ProCam. Hopefully things don't get too distorted for you. I do have this on autofocus, but essentially this is kind of where we are with a big portion of the superstructure here. And all of this comes apart because I haven't permanently secured anything yet. But one thing that I'm struggling with a little bit here, and I'm assuming when I go to paint it. So keep in mind, for those of you that aren't familiar with the Hachette or Agora models Bismarck, this is basically how you get it, and this is their finished completed kit. So this is basically what you would put together, and you're going to screw everything together. Sometimes they recommend glue. I glued everything just because I'm building this a little differently than other people might be. I've gone ahead and put a lot of the pieces on here, and then I'm going to be priming this and painting it. If you don't have to, because you don't have to repaint this. This is something that when it comes from Agora, basically they are just having you throw it together and calling it done. Well, I wasn't satisfied with that, as those of you that follow my channel, I didn't like the plastic look of it, so I'm actually painting it and all that. So here's where some of my concerns lie, and it's where a lot of these pieces come together. So here, these are actually 1, 2, 3, 4 different sections, and you'll notice like there's a seam there, and I'm not sure whether or not that's going to kind of hide when I go to glue or when I go to paint everything. But then you've got another one here, and so I'm a little undecided. And this one, it's a little more noticeable, like up here on the top. do I want to take the effort to clean all of this up? And I think for the short answer on that is yes, but how far do I want to take it? A lot of these parts did not fit up as well as I thought they would. So let's say you're building the trumpeter kit. Uh, Usually you can get any seams, relatively smooth and all that. Uh, I kind of feel like this didn't, just because of the nature of the build. Um, this whole section right here was mostly one piece, and then you just had to add a few parts here. I don't see too many seams. The one thing that is really driving me mad, and so I think I've picked, I'll come back to this. But the one thing that's kind of driving me a little bit more mad than anything else is when you go to put your decks together. So what I did was I ended up repainting these, and because here's your original color. So this is what they give you and this is a little too light for me. I didn't really like the look of it. It just didn't look like a natural wooden deck. So just kind of, this is what you get with the kit, and this is what I've done with the kit. I like what I've done. However, instead of weathering everything and painting everything as a whole, when you go to put the two parts together, these are all done, and I've done everything I'm going to do to them. But then when you put them together like that, you have that massive gap. There's no way that that is going to close up. That is as good as it gets. And it really, really bugs me. Uh, I don't know what I can do about it at this point. And then also you'll notice like the weathering, I can try to maybe touch up some of this and add a little bit to blend it together. But when you put them together, it's just like the weathering doesn't quite add up where the pieces join together. So I'm kind of beating this to death for no reason. It's just kind of my thoughts, and maybe people out there in the community can kind of get another look at it, and through your eyes, maybe you can kind of give me your thoughts and ideas on what I can do, because maybe I'm looking at this a little, blinded, uh, just because I've got so much invested and involved in this that I'm just maybe not seeing any other options other than to just maybe live with that gap. But anyways, that's that. The front section, this actually comes together fairly decently, because you're going to have the that railing right here, which will kind of hide this seam. So that one doesn't bother me too much. One thing I did notice when I was looking at images of the actual Bismarck in Stephen Draminsky's, see, The Anatomy of the Ship, I have the gray, which is basically what I was considering being the painted over section of the swastika. I have it too far back, and it's also just a hair too far forward. It should have been, and these are just little nitpicky things that are driving me a little crazy, but I have it a little too far forward. It should have been back here about right there on that line, or even just before. It should have stopped right before this hatch. And then down here, it should have been just maybe about that far forward. But either way, I'm not going to let it bug me a whole lot. You kind of get the idea, and I have decided I'm just going to leave it this way. I'm not going to be painting any additional emblems or anything on there, just because I kind of like this look. It kind of has unique look to it, I think. And to this, I have no idea what the ship looked like the day she went down, but there's just different stories that this was painted over the day that she sunk, but it's hard to say. And that's possibly if that was the case, that would explain why the swastika is very visible on the wreck, because if that was fresh paint painted over it, that would be the first thing to go if it was fairly fresh paint. But either way, I kind of like the look of it, and I'm going to leave it on this particular one. When I go to build the Trumpeter 1200 plastic kit, I am going to take a whole different route with it. Here is one of the Arados, I think is what they're called. I did put a clear coat on it. I still need to, it was the flat clear that I used, and now I'm going to do a panel line wash on it to kind of dirty it up a little bit and give it that really, really nice kind of used look and fill in those panel lines so they really pop out. One thing that I did notice when I was going through all the reference material was the nose cone, the little cap on the propeller there. On a lot of the images of the aircraft that were on board at the time, and it might have just been different periods, I don't know, but a lot of the images for the aircraft, the prop is actually yellow, and it's a shorter prop. It's not, or the little nose cap for the prop is a lot shallower on a lot of the aircraft. And so, yeah, I wasn't quite sure how I felt about that, because this one's obviously red, and there are some, but very few photos with it with a red cap on it, but it didn't seem to be accurate to what was on board the Bismarck at that time. So yeah, I don't know. And then I'll get back to chat in just a moment. So back here at the superstructure, you have these decks here. So I obviously have to work on this deck to kind of make it match all the others. And because I'm going to be painting all of this gray, and I'm using the XF66 light gray for most of the superstructure, and any detailing I'll be using XF77, which isn't really a proper color for that, but I also have been using the dark gray, which would be going on like this decking down here. And I don't know, maybe you guys can help me out here, if I should just mask this off and attempt to just leave it this gray. But my thought process was just priming the whole thing, repainting it with the XF66, and then trying to mask all of this back off and repaint it with the dark gray, the XF24. These portions of the deck that one's not coming out. I have to use a screwdriver to pop it out. But these little teak decks, I think what I have decided, I'm going to paint those, because I thought I had the life color down here. I have some life color paint that came with right here. So it's this German Navy World War II. See, this isn't the one though. So believe it or not, in the Bootwaffe, so these are for their submarines during World War II, this kind of TF99, it says faded. I don't really know what color it is, but it's a little bit darker. This is the wooden deck tan. I thought this might be too light, so I might be actually using this life color UA 612 instead. And I can kind of open this up and show you what these look like. It's a really neat set. I got this one kind of because I didn't realize at first when I ordered it that it was for the submarines, but it's got a lot of colors in it that I actually could use on the battleships and stuff as well. So yeah, that might become that deck color for those. I think these were more like a teak deck or whatnot. Lewis can correct me because he has done a lot more research on the Bismarck than I have. So I'm still trying to do my due diligence and do some research on it. But yeah, that the one book, the Anatomy of the Ship, the Battleship Bismarck, has been a massive help. But it's also limited to what it shows, and so I've been looking for some other reference material as well to kind of go off of. So anyways, there is that. And then some of you might be wondering, why is this on the work table? Well, let's get to back to chat real quick, and then I'm going to talk about this right here. All right, so where were we? I'm gonna kind of get caught up with chat really quick. Lewis only needs to ask Kalan. Oh, we'll see. We'll see if he survives once he's taken the kids to school. And Jay, how's it going? Jay, thanks for joining us. Good evening, and hope everyone is okay. Thank you so much for popping in. And Nat's taking off. I'm getting off, guys. Time for work. See you soon. Have a wonderful day. I'm sure you're already gone. Thank you so much for joining us, Nat, and hope work goes by very quickly for you. And Steve, you didn't miss a whole lot. So, let's see, and just Nat's gone to work. There you go. So yeah, that's kind of the update on the Bismarck. One other thing, we're gonna head back to the workbench here. One other thing I didn't show you was the Anton. Let me get back here to the workbench. So Anton is working now. So I got the motor and everything and the right spring installed. And I'm not going to plug it in and show you guys right now, but yeah, Anton is actually working. So I'm very happy about that, and worked very smoothly. And that's the thing. So these are the colors that I have chosen. And I think for the barrels, I obviously did like the gunmetal. And then this is the XF66, and I got a scratch on it. That's okay. It looks battle damaged. Not really, but and then for the top, so that was another thing that's very confusing. So when Hitler visited the Bismarck, they had the tops of the guns were painted yellow. I'm sure there's a better exact color for it. I don't know what it was, but it was kind of like a mustardy yellow color. And then my understanding is when the day she sunk, these were supposedly painted gray, but I've seen images of them being that yellow color too. So I don't know. And then I got a scratch up here. That's okay. I'll be fine. I'll survive. So yeah, sorry, this camera doesn't focus up too well. There we go. But yeah, I'm really happy with the colors and kind of how they're turning out. The XF66, so it's, even though it's called light gray, check this out. So I'll put these two side by side, And I like the fact that it's just a little bit darker than the gray that comes with the kit. So to me, it just looks a little better. And see this, now that it's painted in the flat, it's not as shiny and doesn't look like plastic to me. So that was kind of my biggest gripe with the parts and how they looked. So enough about that. Now let's talk about Createx Wicked Colors and the 1937 Chevrolet. So uh, how do I say this delicately? Because I got these Wicked Colors. I actually won them from Spray Gunner. I won them, I think it was around Christmas time. And they sent me, it was a 12 different colors. And I hadn't really used them. I didn't do my research on them is the problem. Now, Jalen, she was telling me that these are very transparent or translucent colors. And I wish I had known that before trying it out on the 37 Chevrolet. So what you want to do apparently with these Wicked Colors, so the Wicked Colors are a little bit different than Createx colors, standard line of colors. And they are, and I felt like maybe, because I used the 4011 to thin it, but I feel like maybe I thinned it a little bit too much, and that might have been part of the problem. So I want to be fair and give this a good review. So I'm going to be trying it out a little bit more before I really hack into the likes and dislikes about it, especially since I feel like maybe I thinned it a little too much as well. But when she told me that the Wicked Colors are a little bit translucent, this all made sense. Because when I sprayed the body for the Chevrolet, and I've done some sanding to it, so you'll have to excuse kind of it's not really a fair depiction of what this looked like, but this has about 8 coats, and I am not kidding. 8 very finely sprayed coats of this Wicked Colors on it. And there are still parts that you could see the primer underneath. And so yeah, I was really kind of concerned about that, because I was like, well, this isn't what I want. But now that Jalen has mentioned that, and I need to do a little bit more research into the actual product line of the Wicked Colors. But from what she was saying, if you apply a either like a dark base, or you apply a green base, if you're going to use the green, or even like that the like a chrome base, if you want it super cool looking and shiny, uh, or you could use a black base, and then the green would actually show up the way it's supposed to when you go and spray it. So there's ways to kind of play around with that, and you just have to do your research on the actual product line, which I failed to do. So it seemed like it also took a long time to really cure. So I kind of left everything to dry for a while, and then I started wet sanding everything down. I still have a lot of work to do on this body, just to kind of make it right. Um, I am going to continue to spray it with this color, but I'm going to try not to thin it as much. So kind of that's the plan anyway. So we'll see what happens. So that is my current experience with Wicked Colors. And I don't want to give them a bad rap, because they do have their uses. It just wasn't what I was expecting. And now maybe that I know a little bit more about it, and I'll do more research on it as well to maybe kind of see what other applications I can use it in. I won't make that mistake, because basically I had ended up just creating more work for myself, which I always seem to do anyway. And, I don't need any more help with that. So when it comes to airbrushing right now, my favorite go-to is All Clad 2, as well as the Tamiya paints. I really love the Tamiya paints. One of the other things that I did get from Spray Gunner was the Chroma. It's called Chroma Air airbrush paints, and this is the aluminum. And then they call this one Bloody Mary, which if you're doing a Steve, you might like this stuff, because for Halloween type dioramas and things like that, and different kits, this, when it dries, it looks just like blood. It's amazing. And I haven't tried this stuff yet, but I've heard that it airbrushes like a dream. So if you guys have experience with the Chroma Air, feel free to let me know what your thoughts are on it. I haven't used it yet. I don't know what I'm supposed to thin it with. I need to get some thinner. It does say it's water-based, so I think you can just thin it with water, or I don't know about maybe using alcohol. I usually sometimes we'll try to thin stuff with alcohol if I have, if I know that it's going to work. But typically what I've learned from Kenny over at Hobby Link International is when it comes to certain paints, use the thinner or leveling thinners that they recommend or that they sell with their products. Mr. Color Leveling Thinner 400, Lewis over at the Model Making Trucker, really recommended this stuff, especially with the Tamiya paints. And ever since I've been using this with my Tamiya paints, it sprays like a dream. I can't go wrong with this leveling thinner. Even when it comes to hand brushing and stuff, this stuff, it makes the difference. It will make your hand brushing just look superb if you thin it out a little bit with just a few drops of this for hand brushing. It really makes a huge difference. So anyways, for those of you, most of you already know that and use that and have used it for years. So anyways, that is the Workbench tour of the day. And let's head back up to my ugly mug and see where we are with chat. Nat was taken off, and Steve at the Maker's Cave was saying he's been really wanting to try those paints. I'm assuming you're talking about the Chroma Air. Yeah, I haven't tried them. I only have the two because that was part of one of my gift packages from Spray Gunner that you get for being a member. But from everybody that's used them, I've just heard really, really good things about it. So yeah, definitely they do like to push the Wicked colors as well, but you have to remember a lot of the artists that are using these Wicked colors, they're using them in certain applications and things, and they really know what works best with them. And just going in and just using it for the first time, I didn't do my research, and I really should have. So I definitely want to give it a second chance, because I know it has its place and its purpose. So Lewis is saying, sorry, not chatted while you was talking. I was hanging on to your every word. Oh, I'm sure you were, because I am not that interesting. So, but yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at on the workbench. I do have a couple. Sorry, I always look over at the workbench and you're staring at the side of my head. Uh, what have you guys been up to? I hope everybody's been having a great start to the week and had a good weekend. The weather has definitely changed over the 4th of July up here in the far north of California and Oregon. We had a monsoon. I mean, it was amazing, to be honest. We got so much rain. But that being said, I would say maybe we got about 4 to 6 inches of rain over 3 days. And it even rained on the 4th of July, which was nice. It it kind of kept fires and stuff down, that's for sure. But that being said, so ever since then, it's been in the hundreds and just all sun. And all of that rain that we had, it's gone. We do have fires starting up and stuff like that now. Um, but it was a nice kind of break from the hot weather, which was really nice. So, hey Dave, how's it going? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. See, Lewis, I've been doing a bit more on the Warhammer scenery thing. That's awesome. I can't wait to see it, Lewis. It's I really dig those colors, and I want to try out the color shifting paints that you got, but I just don't know what I would use them. What kind of an application I would use them on, unless it was for like a diorama or anything like that. So yeah, I've I've kind of been toning things back a little bit. As most of you know, we did get the 1-200 Arizona. There it is. And that's going to be probably one of my next projects. I was going to do one of the 350 kits before doing that. We'll see. If I do decide uh, to do the hood, the problem I'm kind of having with at this time is I want to do the 1-200 hood, the Trumpeter 1-200 HMS hood. So in a way, I feel like it would be a waste to do the 1-350 and then do the 1-200. So what do I do? Do I just wait and just build the 1-200? Or I mean, I have the 1-350. Um, I don't know. It's I just want something that I can really spend my time on, focus on, and just kind of do over the course of, 8 months to a year, and just get it right, and just focus a lot of my attention on that. If you guys know what I mean. So because after my surgery and when I go back to work, I'm not going to have a lot of time to model. Uh, it's probably just going to be like a few like an hour or two here in the evenings, or uh, over the course of an occasional weekend. So that being said, I really want to kind of finish the projects that I'm currently working on, and then just kind of really focus in on just one build at a time. Which unfortunately for you guys, it's not that exciting because there's not as much content coming out. But you know what, you guys are a great support and great help, and it's, I don't know, that's just kind of where my head's at. Lewis, of course, is jealous of the Arizona. It's funny. So Lewis, you can tell Nat it's the cheapest of all the 1-200 of that Trumpeter line. It's the cheapest one. So the hood will be next. I will be getting the 1-200 hood. I want to get the Iowa, and most likely, definitely the Missouri at some point. but those are way down the road. I don't want to just keep storing kits, just because we are limited on space, and I've already kind of taken over this room, and it drives my wife crazy. So I just I want to keep the stash down to a minimum. And Lewis saying, build the 1 350 for practice, then do the 1 200 and put it in a dio with the Bismarck. There you go. But then there's all the PE to go with it. So that is true. And for the Arizona, I did find the photo etch. I'm just waiting till I can buy it. So it's the photo etch that I found actually is a pack. It's a package deal that comes with all 6 of the Edward upgrades for it, and photo etch sheets. Actually, I can't remember how many photo etch sheets are actually in the full package, but there's a lot. And it'll be nice. It'll make the Arizona just look incredible. And I was actually talking to Lewis the other day because I've been watching Ron Calverley, basically trying to get caught up from. I started back when he started the very first day he started talking about doing the Bismarck. And so I watched all of Ron Calverley's Bismarck videos, and then all of his hood videos. And now he's working on the, not the Nelson. What's the other one? The Rodney. He's working on the Rodney right now. And so I'm almost caught up with all of that. But anyways, got off on a tangent. So I was talking to Lewis because somebody had recommended to Ron Calverley to use, instead of super glue on his photo etch, to use this stuff called solder. I always say this wrong, and Melissa gets mad every time I do it. I call it solder paste, or soldering, but she calls it solder. And so whatever you want to call it. So there's this stuff called, and here I'll pull it up for you on screen here. So it's called Chip Quick Smooth Flow Low Temp Solder Paste, and it comes in a syringe. And what it does is it's got the flux in it. And so all you do is you just apply a little tiny bit to the end, or to the parts that you're going to be soldering together, and you can kind of work it down whatever pieces you're going to be soldering. And then all you need to do is just apply the soldering tip to the actual piece of solder, not solder. What, Steve? You're confusing me. Um, so yeah. Anyways, you apply just a tiny bit. You don't need a whole lot, and then it's got the flux in it, and you apply the heat to it with the tip of your soldering iron, and it just melts into the seams, and it does a beautiful, beautiful job. And so I've been watching Ron. I don't know what I just did. So I've been watching Ron use this stuff, and it's amazing. So Lewis, I still haven't ordered it yet. I was going to order it this week and then try it out on my photo etch and see how it works. So, hey, Phil from Spruverse is in the house. How's it going, Phil? Had a few minutes, wanted to say hello. Thank you so much for stopping in, Phil. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful, wonderful weekend and now week. So I know you've got a lot going on. So definitely am enjoying the Time Machine build. And I haven't watched episode 4 yet. I will be going and watching that later today for sure. So I'm trying to get a hold of the original movie, the 1960 movie. Was it 1960? And because the 2002 one obviously is just a remake of it. But I think I saw that on YouTube you can actually buy or rent the original 1960 The Time Machine film on YouTube. So I might actually have to go back and watch. I'd like to go back and watch that original 1960 film. So for those of you that don't know, Phil over at Sprueverse and World of Wayne, and then Lou DeMalso, they are building the time machine from the movie of the same name from 1960, The Time Machine. And it is a beautiful, beautiful kit, and they are making it a working model. So it'll actually even just disappear and take you to the time that you need to go to, right, Phil? No. But yeah, it's really cool. I was kind of joking with them, if it actually disappears off your desk when you fire it up, then you know it worked. But yeah, it's such a cool build, and they do amazing work. The three of them. Lou DeMalso is the creator and owner of Aztec Dummy, if you don't know, and he does have his own YouTube channel, Lou DeMalso, and that guy's cave is his man cave is every man's dream. It's amazing. So, anyways, thanks, Phil. Hope you're having a good week. So take care. Um, Solder, not solder. I okay, fair enough. Thank you, Dave. So yeah, really curious to see how it works out for me when I go to try it. Uh, the Some of the photo etch that I am working on at the moment um, doesn't really require any joints to be joined together. So what I was thinking of doing was testing it out a on a metal earth kit before I try it out on one of my really nice expensive models. So that might be the plan, just to give that soldering paste a try on metal earth. But the only problem with metal earth is and Steve can probably uh, tell me if this is true or not, because metal earth, they're kind of a shinier metal. I don't know what they're made out of. Uh, but then whenever you're doing photo etch, it's usually like almost like a brass material, which solders better. So I don't know if it's going to work the same. I do have a few extra pieces maybe that I can just kind of practice on and see how it works out. But really interesting stuff, and it seems like it's really helped Ron uh, during his adventures in photo etch, which he's got a love hate relationship with it, which I think the majority of us kind of the same way when it comes to photo etch. My biggest concern with super gluing everything, even when it comes to super gluing plastic parts together, is that eventually that super glue is going to break down or get brittle, and parts will end up breaking. So yeah, that's why I like the idea of soldering everything, just because it's a stronger, kind of almost more permanent bond, and never worked with metal earth. Okay, see, it's I have it over there. I don't want to bring it out. The metal earth stuff, it's a very different metal, and I'm not even sure what kind of metal it is. So, oh, Nat probably won't come back and watch it anyway, Mark. So she's got bigger and better fish to fry. She's probably got to go back and supervise Lewis's live stream from Friday night, which is actually a pretty good stream. Had a good time, and Lewis was working on the parts that he's working on now for the little dio, which is really really cool. So the Warhammer scenery. And he's chosen some really awesome colors, so it's pretty cool. I don't think Kalan has the live chat replays on, so as long as you don't highlight my message, I'm fine. Yeah, there you go. Except for that one. And Dave was saying use scrap PE. Thanks, Dave. I actually have been, so I've been keeping in a little file, or a little, one of my little, whatever you call these things. I've kind of been keeping some extra photo etch parts. And then also I'll keep what I cut off of the, the part that you don't use. I cut that up into pieces, and I can definitely use that to practice on. So yeah, and Lewis, I don't know how the live chat replay even works. Like I still can't get moderators. I don't know how to, like, I tried assigning people as moderators and I can't. Maybe it's because I'm under 500 subs or under 1,000. I don't know. Well, I don't know, because you guys have moderators on yours. So I have no idea. Maybe YouTube just hates me. That's always possible. One thing that Lewis did, which I thought was really cool in one of his videos, and I just was playing with this morning, and Lewis will get a kick out of this. This will probably screw everything up, but right now I look like I'm sitting in a really nice house. I don't know if Lewis added this or if this was already in there, but Lewis, look what I did for you. There, my friend, is the one and only very, very beautiful HMS Hood. And that is that, I don't know which ship's behind her. Lewis might know. But yeah, did that one for you. So that's on there now. And then this this one, which was taken on the Oregon coast. Then of course you have my my beautiful Christmas house. And then this is me in my fire get up. My aunt made me take that picture while she was here. And that's see, I think that's engine 415, I think. If I move, you can't see it. Anyways, that's one of our engines down at the department. And then just for fun, I added a Bugatti Veyron and that. And this was the one that Lewis added this one, but it was too pixelated. I don't know why it was so pixelated. But yeah, this one I kind of dig. But the problem is when I had my green screen up, it really messed with everything. And my green screen is not it's not big enough to kind of cover the whole background. So anyways, I'm going to get rid of that because that's just terrible. Anyways, I thought Lewis would get a kick out of that. So we need to add some more good ones. And so Lewis is saying that should make a difference. I'll get Nat to take a look. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. At the end of each message is 3 dots. Mod from that. No, that's not what I mean, Dave. So can I add? No, I can put people in timeout or block people. But what I'm trying to do is on YouTube is to add people as moderators so that while we're on YouTube, they can moderate. But I don't know how to do that. And I can't seem to get it to work. Nat has it set up because they have moderators on their end. And I tried to see if there was a way to do it here in StreamYard, but it doesn't seem like there's really a way to do that on StreamYard. So I think it has to, and I tried in YouTube. YouTube wouldn't actually add the people I was trying to add. So anyways, yeah. Well, it is for those of you that are watching here in the US. I know most of your lunch breaks are over. It's been an hour so far, and I know I've had a lot of fun. I'm kind of running out of things to talk about. Um, just basically, the plan for the week is to try to get some more work done on the Bismarck. Definitely want to get some priming and painting done. I have to do it either early in the morning or late in the evening, uh, because otherwise I can't open my windows because it's going to be 104 this week. I don't know what that works out in Celsius, but yeah, it's not going to be a fun week heat wise. And our house, it's a brick house, so it kind of keeps that heat trapped in like an oven. And the victory is probably another thing I should work on. For those of you that don't know, at the end of the month, HobbyLink International has their uh, monthly giveaway. And so right after Lewis's monthly giveaway, which is I think it's 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or whatever they call it. So right after his giveaway, I do the let's see what here it is. Let's see if I can show this. Is it going to show? No, of course it's not. So here we go. So I do the group build live stream right after the HobbyLink International monthly giveaway. So at the end of every month, the last Saturday of every month, after the HobbyLink International giveaway, right after that, I will go into a live stream from my channel, and everybody is welcome to join that is either building a group build for, it doesn't matter what groups. They have the um, Armor of World War II. You have the HobbyLink International Battlestar Galactica group build. All kinds. I mean, there's the helicopter group build, the Jesse Bucksbaum Memorial Bullying Awareness build, which is for a great cause. Also the Halloween group build, and all these different group builds. So you could be building any of these, or you might not even be building one at all and just working on something on your workbench, and you want to pop in and join in and build along with me. I will be on from anywhere from 3 to 4 hours after the, so it's the last Saturday of every month. I'm losing people here, I'm sure, because I'm rambling. But anyways, so I will be on, and you can join me live on the live stream as well, and participate in it, or just come and join the chat and follow along in the chat and hang out with us. But basically the reason I did this was because I have a hard time, like, so for the victory, Lewis and I, tried to get together and do a live stream of the victory whenever we have an opportunity together. But again, it's not just that. I have other group builds that I'm doing as well, like the Sherman tank that I'm building for the World War II, armor of World War II. And I also eventually would like to get started on the helicopter. I'm building the Edward Hind for that. But that being said, I basically started that once a month. All of us can get together, spend some time actually at the workbench working on our group builds. Or if you're not working on a group build, you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. But it just kind of opened it up for giving us that time once a month to kind of focus on the HobbyLink International group builds, especially more so for me. Jalen, she joined me last time, and she got a lot done. So did I, actually. I managed to get a lot done during that live stream as well. But yeah, she got a lot done, and it was really cool. A lot of fun. And so the more people that join, the more fun it gets. So I know it's kind of late for Lewis and those of you in the UK, just because it's so late. It's very early morning for you guys, because it would be about, what is it, 6 o'clock my time, I think, which is 6, 7, 8, 2 o'clock in the morning for Lewis over in the UK, and you guys over there. So yeah, and then even for the East Coast, it's a little late for the guys on the East Coast, but you know what? It's a Saturday night. If you can join, you can join. If not, that's fine. So just wanted to plug that a little bit. And Muse, hi Marcy, how's it going? I'm late because F what I'd like to do. And I'm yeah. Hopefully you don't have to work today. I don't know if it's your day off or not. Celsius, that's hot. Yeah. I'm still kind of dumb when it comes to trying to convert over to Celsius. Muse is saying, afternoon, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Sorry I haven't been over to your channel to get caught up lately. I've been kind of stuck on a Ron Calverley kick, trying to get caught up on all of his videos. And of course, that's the day I work on Saturdays. Yeah, I know you do work a lot of Saturdays. Don't mention tall ships. So yeah, tall ships are a bad word. For those of you that don't know, Lewis and I are working on the worst kit in the history of all kits that I've ever touched, and it's kind of turned me off, and it's not fair to Revell, but it's turned me off of Revell kits because of this one, the HMS Victory. So don't build it. Don't send it to your friends. Don't gift it to anybody. Don't build it yourself. It is awful. And Revell, come on. I mean, some of their kits, like the Land Rover Series 3 was an amazing kit. No issues whatsoever with the Land Rover Series 3. No, they didn't put stupid, printing on obvious areas. The fit and finish of the Land Rover, just beautiful. But man, that Victory, it's don't waste your time and don't waste your money on it. And Lewis, I am so sorry. But he's gonna get me back. He's probably gonna send me a paper model or something, but which much like the one James sent, will probably just sit in a bin for the rest of its life. And Muse is saying, I work tonight as usual. Yeah. Not much to catch up on your channel. I saw that you had posted a couple of things, though, like a little while back. So I'd like to go and check those out. And you work every Saturday unless I ask for time off. I remember those days, and especially back when I worked retail and at Tully's Coffee. I worked a lot of weekends. If you don't like someone, send it to them like Kaylin did. That's that's just mean, Lewis. Yeah, I'm really sorry. Yeah, if you don't like somebody, definitely send them that Victory kit. And from my understanding, it wasn't just the Victory they did this to. They did it to a couple of Star Trek models too, where on a very visible portion of the hull of the vessel, or whatever you call a Star Trek ship, they printed all of the information right there in raised plastic lettering. And in a lot of cases, it's in an area where there's a lot of detail, or there's detail that you don't want to sand down. And it's just kind of frustrating. So, and Kenny's in the house. Hey, all listening on my drive to my next customer. How's it going, Kenny? Just got done plugging the monthly giveaway and then the group build live stream for HobbyLink International group builds after the monthly giveaway. So hope you're doing well, Kenny, and glad to see you're back at work. Hopefully you're doing a lot better. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday never changes unless I take time off or call off. At least you have like a kind of a set schedule, because that would drive me nuts not having a set schedule. And I have done that in the past and it sucks. But yeah, that's really cool. So anyhow, that's all I pretty much, and just as soon as Kenny gets in, I'm ready to go. Yeah. And Steve was saying, hey, Kenny, you finally made it to work. Yes, he did. Wish people did this stuff on Sunday nights. So, you know what? Trying to think, there was somebody that was doing a Sunday night show, and I had actually thought about it myself, but I don't know. And you know, when I go back to work, it might have to be, because uh, I may only have weekends off coming here pretty soon after my surgery. So I think in October-ish, I might be able to go back to work. But I might also be, I don't know. We'll just kind of see. So yeah. So Sunday nights actually would be kind of cool to do. But I like the Monday, I really like doing the morning thing as well. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, a lot of things are probably going to be changing once I go back to work, and I'll have a lot less time for stuff. So it could end up just being like maybe a once a month type live stream, which kind of feels like what I'm doing right now, because I tend to miss, like I missed last week, and I can't remember if I missed the week before that too. Last week was kind of a fluke because it was the 4th of July, and I just kind of decided, you know what, I'm just going to pass. And I ended up releasing a very, very special behind the scenes video that was only available to patrons and VIP members of Buy Me a Coffee. So I ended up releasing that to everybody. Just the kind of the behind the scenes work that I've been doing on the Bismarck. So I hope you guys enjoyed that little, I don't know what you'd call it, video. There you go. Yeah, I'm trying to come up with something creative, and my brain is not working today. I've only had 1 cup of coffee, so do them both, Kalan, Sundays and Mondays. I could not do that. I would, maybe like I don't, I don't know if I could do it 2 days a week. It would be really hard. So we'll see. We'll kind of see what happens when I go back to work. But yeah. I'm going to screenshot it, Lewis. It was nice on the sleeve. No more timeouts. And it hopefully, I haven't heard from Steve, but hopefully he's doing better and is out of the hospital now. But I know the guys from the Saturday Night Crush have been very busy. So for Saturdays, usually it's around noon for me. For you in the UK, it's Saturday evening. But the Saturday Night Crush, they've all had other things going on. So Unfortunately, we don't get our usual dose of comedy. We do get the Fridays with the Friday Night Gem with Lewis and Nat, or just Lewis, which always is a fun time. So one of these days I'll have to join him on the live stream so we can get some good banter going, because I know it's tough. It's really tough to do these by yourself. Which is, it's wonderful that Nat and Lewis are able to share their time together when they can, to do their live stream, because it definitely makes a huge difference. When it definitely helps if I have somebody to talk to, because otherwise I tend to ramble a lot or not think of things to say. So when I'm building, that's one of the reasons why I have a hard time building and live streaming all at the same time. Uh, if I'm by myself, is I get quiet, and you wouldn't have anything to listen to. You'd just be watching some guy painting or gluing together a model, and I don't know. Maybe you guys want to see that. I don't know. It's pretty much basically all my all my videos are like that. So what would be the difference, right? But yeah. And Tuesday nights do it for Muse. There you go. He's still there, I'm afraid. Yes, you will, Kalan. So that's Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Oh man, I that would be brutal. There are people like that. I've run across a few channels where well, look at Wayne, World of Wayne. He live streams uh so at least 3 times a week, plus he puts out a video almost every single day. And I don't know how he does it. Plus, not on top of all the stuff that he does extra stuff and has a life. I don't understand how he does it, but he's a little bit more focused, and um, does he doesn't add on to a lot of the builds. Some of them he does, like the Enterprise. He's doing his own thing with that. Um, I ended up just dropping the Enterprise altogether, which was probably it might have been a bad move, because I probably could have gotten my money refunded, because it sounds like they're having a lot of issues with that, and a lot of people might be getting their money back, which, since I canceled it, I won't get my money back. Mark saying you're the one that keeps people on naughty stuff. So who's me? He does. Lewis likes to time you out. I don't. I just give the little push as the bus is coming. Not enough hours in the day to get stuff done. That's for sure. Yeah, definitely. And you know what? It's like I have all the time in the world right now, and I can't keep up with everything. When I was putting out 3 videos a week, that was taxing, to say the least. Plus doing a live stream, it was really taxing, and I haven't been working, and it's like I just don't see how some of these people do it, because for me, the biggest thing that takes up a lot of time is editing. And editing is just I enjoy doing it, but it gets old really quick, especially because a lot of times a lot of people that don't create YouTube videos, well, or the smart ones that don't do a lot of editing, they just post what they do because they're better at it than I am. But a lot of times when I'm editing, I mean, I'm watching the same thing 20 times, or I'm having to go back and splice and do all this stuff, and you end up listening to the same thing over and over and over again, and it kind of gets old, to be honest. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, and Steve saying editing takes the longest in content creation. Yes, it does. And so I have a newfound respect for editors in the industry, in the film industry, because holy cow! But they are really good at what they do. Um, get your good lady to do the editing. She won't even watch my videos. she doesn't want to have anything to do with models. So if my YouTube channel was puppies and ponies, Melissa would watch it. But, and which, speaking of, I don't know, I was kind of toying with the idea of doing kind of a separate channel, kind of more exploring the world around us, and they like, we like to go on hikes and do things like that. And I was toying with the idea of getting a drone and kind of filming stuff like that, and putting it on a separate channel. Um, I could put it on this channel, like Ron Calverley. He posts everything on one channel, but it's more of a daily vlog about his day. So I don't know. I could always put it on this channel, and if people want to watch it, they can watch it, and if they don't have to. So hey, Kevin, how's it going? KX4 Gaming and Models, how's it going? Kenny might still be in here, but Kevin is one of our friends over at HobbyLink International. Great guy. Does amazing builds. Katrina wants to learn to take that off your plate. That would be awesome, Steve. Your wife is very helpful. To be honest, you're a lucky man, a very lucky man. Lewis as well. Nat does a lot of the behind the scenes stuff, and editing for Lewis, which is really helpful. Melissa has no interest in it. So my wife's a gamer. She'll kill me for saying this on live stream, but she is like Gears of War. She has been a fan and an avid gamer of that, uh, whatever you call it, video game series, since the beginning. Which is funny because my nephew, one of my nephews, is a huge Gears of War fan too. But yeah, my wife, she on her YouTube channel, she used to actually stream a lot of her gaming from Gears of War. And so with her, she didn't really have to edit anything. She just kind of like posted it up on her YouTube. And she always asked me, why does it take so long for you to edit a video? And it's like, well, because there's a lot of, I do a lot of retakes, which during my filming, I used to. I try not to do that anymore. I try to just try to have it go as seamlessly and smoothly as possible. I've been cutting out a lot of the talking while I'm building, just because I don't have anything interesting to say, unless I'm talking about a specific portion of the build. And so it's like I've gotten better about that. So really, it's just the editing has always been the hardest part for me, and I keep beating that to death. But anyways, drones are super fun and addictive. The DJI Phantom 4, so that's really cool, Steve. And I don't know, with the Phantom 4, is it under the certain classification weight? Here in California, I would have to go with like the Mavic Mini to kind of stay under the regulations for the weight. I think it and all that. But I've heard a lot of good things about the Mavic Mini, so really impressed with the video quality that the Mavic gets. The only issue I have with going with the Mavic Mini is we get a lot of wind here. And one of the fire chiefs for Montague, which is the city just kind of next door to us, there's a massive farming community. So the fire chief there has a drone, and he flies it during a lot of trainings and during some fires, and he has to keep it at a certain altitude just to try to kind of stay out of the wind. But his is a really nice, expensive. Um, I think it's a DJI or whatever, or no, it might be one of the Mavics. But it's a big one, and he has to have a license for it and all that. And he has his little license and everything, but it can kind of keep up with some of the winds that we get here. For the Mavic Mini, I'm worried that the wind would be an issue for me, because you get up 20, 30 feet, and or even higher, and that thing, if the winds pick up, it's gone. And yeah. Anyways, Nat keeps trying to get out of doing my editing, but I keep putting back in our place. Kevin's saying, make sure you really learn the rules for drones, FAA. Yeah, that's kind of, especially in California, I really want to learn kind of what the different rules are, and regulations and requirements. So that is kind of a big deal. Be right back. Got to go do daddy stuff. All right, Lewis, we might still be here. It's coming on an hour and a half. Thank you, everybody that's watching and still with me here. Nope, have to have it registered, but so far that is free. Yeah, so there's each state has their own rules, and then everybody else. There's some federal rules that apply too. So time to go to work again. Catch you all later. Take care, Kenny. Thanks for stopping by. And the Mavic is made by DJI. Yeah. It feels like it's going to be warm tonight in the UK. Nice. Yeah, I imagine. It's been warm there the last few weeks, hasn't it? It's getting to be pretty hot here too, which I don't know. Southern California didn't get the rain that we got up here, unfortunately. So we're already kind of entering a very early fire season here in California. So Steve is saying the problem is getting 5 miles from an airport, at least where I live. Yeah, because you have several airports, where you guys live. The nearest one we do have Montague Airport, which is a very small, tiny runway, just like the Weed. The city of Weed has an airport which Cal Fire, I think, operates out of. But that's far enough away. I don't have to worry about that. And a lot of the stuff I want to film is just kind of like our adventures and going up in the mountains and exploring different lakes and things like that. And just we live in a beautiful country, especially this time in the fall and the springtime. Everything is green and looks amazing. Yeah, and then also I think it would be kind of cool to utilize the drone for our trainings with the fire department. So yeah, Philly area, there's one. There's an airport in everybody's backyard. One thing that I thought was cool that the UK is doing is they're installing, and they might be doing it here in America too, but they're installing these little drone airports, which are basically landing pads. It's kind of a test thing. My understanding, it's for law enforcement in the UK, as well as for things like Amazon, which will be interesting to see if that actually comes to fruition. I'm not really sure just how feasible it is for Amazon to use drones for delivery, to be honest. I know it's kind of been a pipe dream of theirs for a long time, but to me, it doesn't seem like it's going to be any less it's like it's going to be more cost effective or anything like that. I don't see that. Especially if you start losing drones because people start sniping them, which here in America that would happen. I guarantee it. Muse, you guys have airports all over as well. So, well, on that note, my friends, I don't want to keep you any longer, and I've got to get some paperwork finalized and turned in, and run to the post office and run a few errands. So anyways, thank you so much for listening to me, Kalan, over at White Glove Models, ramble on about absolutely nothing for the last hour and a half. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. You guys are great. And thank you, Lewis and Muse and Steve and Mark and Kevin. Let's see who else is still in here. Not sure. And Lewis, of course. But it says we've got 6 watching, but thanks everybody. And I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. Not sure what I'm going to be coming out with this week. I didn't really come out with much last week except for that little special video on Monday. I didn't get a chance to get any editing done because I was working on an application. So I will be trying to get at least one video out this week. Let's just stick to one. If I get 2, we'll do that. But I'm going to promise you at least one video by either Friday or Saturday. Preferably, it's probably going to be the Ladder 9 because I have some stuff I've got to do on the Bismarck before I can finish that one out. So anyways, thanks again for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful, wonderful week. And I will see you guys next time.